So we're finally allowed to talk about it. The National Professional Fishing League has come out with their 2021 schedule, which is their inaugural schedule. And I happen to be one of the anglers that'll be participating at a 125 angler field. It's pretty exciting. They're doing something. It's kind of everybody's kind of told them not to, kind of come into the market of this during this time in this nation's history, whether it be economic turmoil or COVID, but they're doing it, and we're gonna do it. We have a full field of anglers and a full schedule. I want to say a pretty good schedule. For me, I don't really like it, to be totally honest. It's not something that's going to really play into my wheelhouse that much. Besides one of them, and I'm going to go over them real quick. So the stop one, which has been out for a while, is Lake Eufaula in March. I've never been there, so we're going to see how that goes. I kind of like it from what I've seen. It looks like it is an awesome fishery, and I think I already got to have a strategy for it. Then the second one, which I have no clue what's going on there, right Patman in April. And to be honest, that one's closer to me, but at the same time, I have no experience on that lake whatsoever, and I have no idea how that's going to turn out. And I haven't seen that many larger tournaments on that reservoir. Not that there haven't been, but just a quick search, I haven't really seen too much about it. Stop three, which it's exciting, but there's going to be when it comes to performance wise, I don't know. It's the Harris Chain, and that's in June. That one's my wild card. I could do really well in there, or who knows. I could bomb that one, but that one will be fun. I kind of like those type of fisheries, but at the same time, I don't have a whole lot of experience on them, as opposed to some of these other guys that are going to be either from around that area or they're from the southeast or whatnot. The stop four is Pickwick Lake in Tennessee in mid-July, which that's fine. I think I'll do pretty well on that one. The only problem with those like kind of TVA style reservoirs is when you start getting, they start fishing a lot smaller when it comes to, when you get into the summertime. So that one I'm probably going to try to, this is just me. I always try to do something a little different. That one's probably going to be me trying to, do something a lot different than the pack to, step up to try to win that one, or at least cash a check. But it'll be interesting because I like what Pickwick has to offer to a certain extent. But then there's it's a huge, a lot of tournament fishing goes on there, and in the summertime, they stack up on ledges and whatnot. So I don't know, that will be interesting. Now there's the one I'm excited about. It's stop five, Lake Winnebago in August. Now that one is probably going to set up more for me, and hopefully that's one where I can, really do well and be in contention. Not that I can't do well on these other ones, but that one's like, okay, that's more in my wheelhouse. Going up north where there's some big smallies, and they've got largemouth in there too. But talking about some pretty big sacks of smallmouth, and in the summertime, which is I'm used to fishing smallmouth that way in the summer, so I think that one sets up well for me. And just looking at that lake, it looks good. But of course, this day and age, everybody's such a talented angler. You just never know. So stop six then, which is going to be in September, late September, early October, which is going to, it's not going to really conflict with me going to the U.S. Open. I'm going to have to fish this one and then hook up and run to Vegas as soon as possible, but or as quickly as possible. But that's Grand Lake, and I've been on Grand Lake. It's an interesting fishery. It's got them, but at the same time, it can be pretty picky. I think there's going to be a bifurcation in this field where when it comes to Grand Lake, especially going to that fall event. But I think I'll do well there. That might set up more for my type of fishing. I like that hard fall fishing like we've seen already this year, where it's just a real grinder events. I usually do fairly well in there, unless if you look at my U.S. Open stuff, you can't really look at my U.S. Open record and say, oh well, he's that's the type of fisherman I am. But in the U.S. Open, you're going for the W. So a lot of times I'm just like, okay, even like this year, I was sitting 11th out of 200 and something boats, 260 boats or whatnot on day one, and I still kind of gambled a little bit. No, you're not usually on mead, you don't fish the same water, but I still gambled a little bit for the W. I'm trying to win that thing. In a tournament like this, I'd probably be a little more conservative, and we'd, be up there. But that, and then the championships, that's not announced. That's going to be the top 25 guys of a 125 field. So it's going to be interesting. Of course, I'm going to do a few other things as well, like I said, one bass. But it's going to be hopefully a good circuit. Hopefully the payouts are good, and hopefully we can cash a check. And my goal is to cash a check in every event and win a couple of these things. Kind of, but you know, with everything that's gone on in 2020, I'm just pleased to have the schedule. Like I said, I'm not like happy about it. It's not like the best thing in the world. I was hoping to go up to north at least one more time. Besides just like Winnebago, I was hoping like lacrosse, or not even lacrosse. Let's just go to like Sinclair or something like that, because I wanted one more like smallmouth, like northern smallmouth fishery. But it is what it is, and that's the nature of tournament fishing. And this is a professional level league, so you just go where they tell you to go, and you figure out the fish. It's not about like slaying them every time you go to a body of water. It's figuring out how to beat the other 124 guys in this case, you know. So you don't even have to. It's all relative. So that if the fishing sucks, the fishing sucks. You just got to grind it out, and hopefully better than the other 124 guys. But anyway, just a quick little snapshot, because I just came out this morning. We've known about it for a little bit, but we weren't allowed to really talk about it until today. Anyway, talk to you later.